Welcome, Ambassador. How would you characterize the relations between the development of relations between the United States and Azerbaijan?
Well, first of all, let me just say I'm very happy to be here with you today. And I think that the United States has a very strong relationship and partnership with Azerbaijan, a strategic partnership. We have several areas of common interest. Of course, we're very much interested in democratic and economic reform, particularly in this election year here in Azerbaijan. We have common interests with respect to geographic, geopolitical stability. Of course, Azerbaijan has been a significant partner with NATO and with us in connection with Afghanistan, with troops, having contributed troops to Afghanistan. Azerbaijan is a transit country to ship goods to and from Afghanistan. And Azerbaijan is committed to stay involved in Afghanistan even after 2014, when troops have been withdrawn. Nagorno-Karabakh, obviously a very important issue, issues relating to Iran and counterterrorism, all of which are important in the geopolitical sphere. And then energy and economic issues are very important as well, and we'll continue to work on those issues. So the combination of all of those, some of which are actually interrelated, are very important to us, I believe very important to Azerbaijan, and important to our enhancing our strategic partnership.
Well, I just want to, you spoke very thoroughly about the relations and you named Azerbaijan as a strategic partner, but I just want to give you this question from the last paragraph of your answer about the energy cooperation between Azerbaijan and recently Azerbaijan has made a decision on the Southern Gas route, which is selected the Trans-Adriatic pipeline. And being a person who were very involved in this process, I mean, you're as an officer of the State Department, the Energy. Do you support the selection of the decision of the Azerbaijan? I mean, of Azerbaijan. I mean, also the Shah Deniz Consortium. Do you support the selection of TAP? How do you think that's important for ensuring the energy security of Europe?
Yeah, of course, this was not our decision. This was a decision for Azerbaijan and a decision for the Shah Deniz partners. And we do support it very much. TAP made a very strong commercial case for its project. It's very important that the first pipeline get up and going to ship Shah Deniz gas to Turkey and on into Europe. TAP meets two of our concerns. There'll be a significant amount of gas that will be left in the Balkans. Some gas would go to Albania and onto Croatia, as well as to Bulgaria. So that's very important. And it's also important that the project be a scalable pipeline, which it is, so that as more gas becomes available from Azerbaijan and possibly from other sources, the TAP pipeline can be expanded or new pipelines can be built. And that obviously is very important to Azerbaijan. This project is acceptable to Azerbaijan, it's acceptable to the Shah Deniz partners, it's acceptable to the European Union, so we support it.
As a continuation of this topic, there's a Trans-Adriatic now, and we have the Trans-Caspian, which is also on the table. And what is your imagination, what is your view to the Trans-Caspian? Will it be one day established, or what do you think of it?
Well, I certainly hope so. We have been long supporters of the Trans-Caspian pipeline. I believe that Turkmenistan has a lot to offer by shipping its gas across the Caspian through Azerbaijan, Georgia, on into Turkey and into Europe. But again, this is not our decision at the end of the day. There are negotiations that are going on between the European Union, Azerbaijan, and Turkmenistan. They're the ones that are going to have to decide whether this works. I hope it will. We'll see. But it's really up to those three parties to work out how that would be done.
I want to pass to some political questions. We all see that Azerbaijan and the United States enjoy the dynamic developments in their relations politically. We have now the conventions between two states, but also there is the main problem of Azerbaijan, which is Nagorno-Karabakh, and where the United States is also involved as a co-chair of the Minsk Group. And what do you think, what the United States should do to help to resolve the Nagorno-Karabakh problem?
Well, first of all, we recognize what a difficult problem Nagorno-Karabakh is for all Azerbaijanis, and that it's been a very painful issue to everybody in this country, and one way or another, virtually everybody has suffered because of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. So we recognize that very clearly. As you know, we've been part of the Minsk Group process. We certainly will continue to be. We want to help to come up with new ideas, working with Minsk Group partners, working with Azerbaijan and Armenia to come ultimately to a solution to the problem, and we'll work very hard at that. But we also have to recognize that whatever the format of the negotiations, it's really ultimately up to the parties to determine whether there's going to be a settlement. We can't force a settlement. So it's important that both countries show the political will to reach a resolution, and we'll do whatever we can to help facilitate it, but ultimately it's up to the parties.
But at the same time, as you said in the beginning about the strategic partnership and the strategic ally that the United States consider Azerbaijan as it is, but at the same time, let's say the strategic partner or the ally of the United States territories are under occupation. So do you think that it is confronts these kind of ideas, and the United States should do something more in order to resolve this conflict?
Well, we're doing everything we can, and we have to keep thinking of trying to come up with more ideas and work with both parties to try and facilitate a resolution. Again, we recognize how difficult this is, but it's still going to be the parties that ultimately have to settle it. We'll do everything we can to help things along, but I wish we could wave a magic wand and create a solution, but it's going to take work.
Ambassador, at the same time, one technical question: the OSCE co-chairman from the United States is still vacant. Can you just give us any information? Is there any news about it?
Frankly, I don't have much information. We are going through possible candidates. I'm not involved in that process that's going on in Washington. I hope that there will be a decision soon. It's very important that we appoint a permanent co-chair. But at the same time, I know Ian Kelly very well. Ian is the temporary co-chair. I've worked with him in past years. I think he's doing a terrific job, and I think he can hold down the fort very well until a permanent co-chair is appointed. And I do hope that will be soon.
But as you said, the United States will do its best to waive this conflict. And there is another thing that I think that the United States should do also to waive. There is also this famous 907 section to the Freedom Act, which is still in force. And what do you think? Is the time has reached to repeal, to annul this section?
Well, first of all, let me say that Section 907 has been waived by the President every year since 2001. So most serious effects of 907 that was in effect during the 90s are not there on an annual basis. As far as the actual repeal, that's really the administration cannot do that. That's Congress, and that's a political issue within Congress, and they'll have to ultimately make that determination. But 907 has been waived every year, and we do our best to work with it. And I understand the frustration here that it's still on the books, and we'll see what Congress does.
What would you suggest, or how do you think that what should the Azerbaijani society or the government or the authorities should do in order to push, in order to do so that this section is repealed as soon as possible?
Well, that's a good question, and again, it's up to Congress. So it's hard to say what can Azerbaijan do. I think that it is important that the Azerbaijani government, that Azerbaijani citizens do what they can do to educate Americans, as well as educate those in Washington about Azerbaijan, and so that maybe we can, or they can, it can create a better understanding in Washington. And that ultimately would help. And I think that Azerbaijan is doing more than that, doing more than they used to as far as that education process. You have an excellent ambassador in Washington, Aline Sulamanov, who is working with officials there. There are many visitors from Azerbaijan now going to the United States to explain Azerbaijan's position on various issues, not just Nagorno-Karabakh, but on all issues. And I think that's healthy, and I think that will pay dividends in the future.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.